Welcome back to the Chronicle podcast. This is Samuel Lyon. It's another episode for me here. I'm elated to kick off one of the best series we'll be having here on Hello Media YouTube channel. And also, if you're listening to us on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, on Spotify, thank you so very much for everything you do. We announced our top three episodes for the month of March. It has been an incredible one. And nonetheless, I'm always elated to come in, and we, as you would see, it's a new space, and we are starting our residency here at Akpan's Creation, and we are trying to see how we can do big business over here. And to talk about big business, somebody joining me right now is someone I'm always elated to get in contact with. This has been a great movement for me, and to sit there and have this conversation live at Akpan's Creation here for Hello Media for the Chronicle podcast. I'm excited. I'm your host, Samuel Lyon. Joining me is a digital creator, the current director of socials for the Student Union of the University of Calabar. Please make welcome Akpan in this society. Thank you. Welcome to the podcast. How are you doing, sir?
I'm great.
Thank you so very much for joining me today.
No problem.
I first of all have to acknowledge you for the efforts you're putting in. I followed your journey to the position, right? And when you won, I remember I was in a friend's house. If I mentioned him, he would not like, you not acknowledge me. Oh, beg God, usual. And it was like, we were like talking about like the things that could, happen. And I'm grateful for the journey you've had so far. And when I began the series the podcast for the year, I've had two of the previous kings, and we had a lot of conversations, both behind the scenes and on camera. And they all had good things to say about you. Great things, if I'm to be precise. And I was like, I need to be in contact. Like, it's easy to reach out to you. Can connect with me. I'm like, are you sure that you? So I remember reaching out to you, and the way you responded and the way you took time to, because obviously you would have your DMs would be for people trying to reach out to you, but I felt like I was the only person you were talking to at that time, because it was the time you gave me. So I just want to ask this: if you were to introduce yourself to my viewers and your listeners, who would you say is the current DOS of the University of Calabar?
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Akpan Sunday.
Okay.
I'm a 500 student from the Department of Food Science and Technology. I'm just an easygoing person. For you to be the director of social, you should know that you must be accessible, because in the university community we have both the good and the bad people. And according to my campaign mantra, which was inclusive socialization, so you should be able to incorporate both the bad and the good one. And you are the good one. I've come in contact with the bad one, so I'm always ready with whosoever is coming to my DM. So
Okay.
that is the kind of person I am. I have to listen to what you have to say, and there are some DMs I do discard,
Yes.
or just have to filter, because in every nonsense there's always a sense. Yeah.
Talk about the mantra for the campaign and you getting into office, inclusivity, which is a very big one. I feel, because while in school, I was a part of the elections and like the electoral process to getting somebody to the office. I saw what it means to be like the first thing, like run a campaign, try to see all of the craziness. Because there are things you just, on the surface, you think there's nothing there until you get close and like, oh, that's what I do for you. So,
Behind the scenes.
behind the scenes. So could you like take us through like your journey getting to the position of Director of Socials for the University of Calabar?
Okay. Talking about my journey, it all started like I had a dream. I didn't just wake up, or someone did not just tap me, wake up, come and contest for director of the show. I had a dream ever since I was a Jambite.
Yes.
A Jambite that I was in Port Harcourt. I used to come across all these unical campaign on Facebook, which was that was one of the most popular social media platform. I used to come across all these election campaign. I said, so where can I really fit into?
Okay.
I'm not from Cross River, so I cannot definitely contest for the president, because I'm from Akpan. I know the condition, you must be from Cross River. Okay, where else can I fit into? Where can I make students to feel my impact? director of social. I say, wow, because I'm a digital creator, I do content, but just because of some things, I cannot incorporate my academics, my administrative duty, and content. So I have to just let one slide. So I started working towards it right from my year one. My year one, I was part of the only year one student in my faculty that had access to our faculty engine room. That
Okay.
was when Tyrone Bassi was elected as
With
SSG
Taron
president,
Bassey. Yes.
and Mitchell as director of social. So that is when I started learning. In my year two, I became SUG senator, like representing Ofcam, and along the line, I also became my departmental president in that year too.
Okay.
I held that position throughout my year three, of which I aspired for director of social, and the journey was full of, let me say, ups and downs. Although I learned, let me say, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. I came to understand that politics is not all about emotion; it's a game. So I was disappointed. Some people betrayed me. Some people I thought I had them, they betrayed me. Some people I did not even expect, they stood by me, which that particular had like dream in that particular election did not work
Mm.
because of some unforeseen circumstances like behind the scene.
That's good.
So it did not work. But last year it just came, and it wasn't really stressful like the first year.
Yes.
I just felt that 2024 was not my year of becoming director of social.
You are telling me you aspired for this position a year ago, almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, I aspired for the position. I bought form,
Okay.
but I did not submit the form early.
Wow.
Like there was deadline for form submission.
Okay.
Before I went to submit the form, all the office have closed, so that's why I was not eligible to stand for the election.
That's
I did campaign, and that's one of the campaign that gave me the platform in Unica.
Yes.
This second one, when I was coming, like all the students were saying, you tried, you deserve it. So like I didn't really have oppositions.
okay. Unlike
But
the previous.
yes, although this one was politics, I knew how to play it very well.
Because you've been in the
Yeah,
game.
because I've been in the game, and it was like it has been an impactful one. Yeah.
When you were talking about, because I listened to you, I don't want to interrupt. When you're talking about like the betraying and all of that, was that in like the first run?
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, the first one.
That was the first run. So meaning you used a lot of what happened in the first run. Because listening to you here at the Chronicle podcast is more of like trying to chronicle people's journey and experiences. And I was about asking you a question based on, you are not a DOS, and I'm hearing other offices were able to take up before you even got here. So I'm like, you already have the experience, you should already know what this means. But you know what they say, like the more you are moving, the more things you see and everything.
Yeah.
But how can you talk about like your experience so far as a DOS? Because I believe you have been in office since March or
Since July
of
last year.
2025.
Yes.
Yeah. So like, what we thought about like your experience going to be? Because it feels like you are like the precipice of like your the clock is like winding down to your end.
Yeah. You asking about my experience?
Yes. So far, you like your experience so far.
My experience so far have like taught me, like I've learned to be tough. Always stick to your decision. Like because you cannot please everybody. Yeah, that's the thing. Because when I became director of the show, when I was inaugurated, almost everybody maybe they were supporting me. I don't know, maybe because let me say, I was the best candidate, and that's why I won. Everybody were supporting me, but along the line, I started seeing some persons trying to try to make me derail from who I am, trying to like kill my vision. So I just want to say that you should just always stick to the dream you have. You cannot be in competition, you understand? I came with a different ideology. I'm a different person. I have a different mindset. I cannot come because of what the other people did or the other people that have been there did. So I cannot come and kill my own dream despite pressure. Pressure does not move me.
Okay.
Yeah, some of my friends know that if I say this is what I'm going to do and that is what I'm going to do, according to the stuff that my campaign agenda, I'm trying to execute them.
Okay.
Things that I did not mention, I'm not doing it, and things that I mentioned, that's what I'm doing because I stick to the plan. Because at the end of the day, there's what you call submit your report card. Yes, because I believe in accountability.
Yes.
Yes, because I don't know what will happen in the future, if I might be involved in secular
Or
politics.
somebody's watching at the moment.
Yes, so let it not be as if I'm talk and I don't do, so it's talk and do. So I've just learned to be myself, stick to my decision, and nothing can change it.
Um, while you're talking, I was trying to search in my brain. I'm like, is this the first person I have that has held like a public office? And right now, aside from all the audio sessions I've done over the years, because I've been in the game since during the pandemic in 2020. So this year is the first time like I'm having a recorded session, having it live, having it recorded, and my brain is telling me yes, like you are the first person I have. So the question that pops up in my head immediately is the weight of the office. Nobody talks about like because you already knew what you were going for, but it's not everything that you would see in the surface, like we said.
Yeah.
So if I were to ask you, like for other aspiring people that want to, oh, I one day want to be a DOS, or I one day want to contest for DOS in my department, my faculty, or even like the student union government. Let's just say other offices outside this. Can you tell us more, because you are in here now, the weight of this office? Somebody's calling you 12 a.m. You did not have plans on coming out on Sunday. Here you are talking to me. And maybe before you leave here, something else is coming up. Like, could you share more light on what it means to carry something, a position like this, especially when you feel like you are all ready?
No. Before aspiring, it's not about. It's always normal to aspire, but you have to assess yourself. Are you strong emotionally, financially, and physically? Because being a leader requires a lot. When I say financially, there are some times that you will not have the resources, but you need to do it. You need to do it. You need to execute this project. People are looking up to you. The students will always reach out to you for help. All those minor little help, you can always help them. And talking about how to combine your academics, of which is the utmost priority why I came to University of Calabar. It's all about timetable, like knowing your time. And I don't joke with my academics. My fellow executive can like attest to it. I don't joke with my academics. Let me say I'm one of the A school that does not miss class. Yes, I don't know, maybe because my lecture venue is at our main camp, is always close to our dean of student affairs office, but I don't miss classes. And I feel anything I can do. I have my committee member, my LOC. I feel before I go for class, I will tell them, okay, this is what's going to happen. I will not be available, but this is what you people have to do. So it's just about the impact, bringing people together, making them feel your impact, making them know what you know. Because tomorrow you might not be there. You will not always be there. For the weight load, not to really be on you. You have to groom some people. You have to incorporate people to your team, and not just making them team. Make them feel like you people are one, like family. You have to be able to include everybody, carry everybody along, and always prioritize your studies, because one of the requirements to even become a leader, you have to have a good CGPA. So it means that it should be someone that is like, oh, very okay.
Come on, if you don't have a good CGPA, you will not even be in the office to begin with. So we should, but like, hearing you talk about this, you mentioned how you are, you pride yourself on being accountable. You pride yourself on making sure that the things I said I will not do, I'm not even going to try it. Like, my agenda is my agenda, and I don't let pressure get to me like that way. I hear you say all of this, and I'm like, where did all of this mindset come from? Did this have to do with the way you were raised, the culture, the background, everything? Because I'm a fellow Akpan mind, so sometimes when I'm like, you can see everybody from Akpan house to have the same mindset, but I can clearly understand how somebody would think about it. It's not only an Akpan person, but like, let's get to know it. Does it have to do with your family background, or how would you tell us that this mindset, where did all of this come from?
I just feel, let me say, it's just discipline. I'm just a kind of person that, like, I discipline myself. What I say I will not do, I will not do. Maybe should I say, because of the way my parents trained me, or because of the environment, I'm always learning to being very strict.
You talk about growing coming from Port Harcourt. Is that where you grew up?
Yeah.
So the whole family is based over there in Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
How many are we in the family?
7, and I'm the last born.
Okay, so talk about, you have 6 other people to look up to,
Yeah.
and see all the mistakes and miss up. And isn't that funny how they always say the last ones are the ones that will be the spots? But sometimes somewhere, at least the ones that have come across you are always the ones that I'm like, you today can take up the position of the first one and nobody will even notice, because you are like, I mean, come on.
No, I'm like someone that I don't talk too much. I do most of like observing. So I observe why, like the area other people are failing, should I say, not failing, like making mistakes.
Mistake.
So I've been fortunate to watch like six people grow. So like I do see their lapses, I do see their my
Okay, I'm
parents.
gonna do
So
this.
I will not try to go into that particular way, and nothing can make me want to make the same mistake that those persons have made. So maybe that is one of the things that is helping me make let my yes be yes, let my no be no. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, thank you for that, because I really would wanted to know that. So now you are here, DOS of University of Calabar, and somebody would want to look at the whole of the talks and like, okay, so what's going on? How are you feeling and everything? So in terms of like you being here in your 500 level, Faculty of Agriculture, if I'm not mistaken, and I sit here and I see you and I'm inspired. I'm like, oh, that's something I would always want to put my like be accountable, show up for myself, and not do way out of line. Money is always one of those things, because you talk about financial stability, you have to have yourself. You are here with me now. What have you understood about money?
Money. Just feel money is mindset.
Okay.
Mindset. Like one thing about office, once you are holding a public office, you hold power.
Yeah.
Like you have access to people that holds money. So and it's the connection that you have as director of social or any union office holder that is the money. It's not really money from your account. I don't feel personal money can fund some events in the school. It's all about contact. It's all about collaboration. Ever since I've become director of social, I've been bent on like collaboration because we cannot really fund a lot of events from the union accounts. So
Yes.
especially social events. So that's why like I always like put more head on collaboration. So money is all about contact and power.
Yes.
Yes, because you can have money and you don't have power, but you have power, you have money. So that's how I see money like.
That's amazing, because I tend to always try to ask the guest on their stance when it comes to that. And this conversation is something that once again, I will tell you thank you for giving me this opportunity to sit down and, talk with you. We have a whole lot to get, and this is where I would want to call an end to this episode, because the part 2 of this will be coming out, and you should stay by, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, DOS, for joining me here.